Should you buy rental properties or should you invest in a real estate fund and let the professionals do the work? Today, I'm going to give you the no bullshit answer with math, taxes, risks, and what I do if I were you starting today. We're going to talk about whether you have real estate investing experience or no real estate investing experience. Which one should you choose? Should you buy rental properties and kind of learn the game of real estate, or should you invest in a real estate fund instead? So today we're going to be breaking down the math and science and taxes and risk and what I'm kind of thinking about here in 2025. Quick one before we get started. 90% of you watching are not subscribed. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you're an accredited investor, you make over 200 grand a year, grab my LP Insider Kit. This is going to give you 2 recent deal decks, 2 deals that we recently bought in Chicago, my underwriting model that you can use and copy and leverage, and then a passive tax playbook, how to invest passively and eliminate your income tax. First 50 people to get it this month are going to be added to my weekly recurring investor meeting. So click the link down below, top of the description. In this video, we're going to be going over a quick fast take, side by side, why rentals win, when syndications win, the 5 checks before you decide, risks, what I do if I were starting today. All right. So let's get into the video. So the 15-second answer. If you want control, sweat equity, and maximize learning, go rental. If you want scale, diversification, and true passivity, go syndication. The best move for both people is to blend both. Own a few great doors and be an LP in a quality multifamily deal. But it really depends on you and your situation. So side-by-side factors. So we're gonna look at effort, control, cash yield, total return, taxes, risks, financing, liquidity, and scale. So rental properties. A little bit more high effort than you may imagine. Even if you're buying Martel turnkey rental properties, which are the best turnkey rental properties out there, #1 turnkey provider. If you're buying rental properties, even turnkey, it still is pretty high effort. If you want to do flip system, which means you or do the golden parachute method where you buy the house, renovate it, rent it out, and then sell it, or flip the houses, anything like that, it's going to be very high leverage. If you invest in a real estate syndication like Red Brick Equity, again, top of the link top of the description to go and check that out. If you want to invest in a real estate syndication, it's very low effort. With the rental properties though, you do have more control over the renovation, rents, refinances, when you want to sell it, if you do ever want to sell the property. And then if you invest in a real estate fund or syndication, it's very limited. Cash yields, pretty much the same. Like often the cash yield on a rental property is 7 to 12%. If it's turnkey, and then in a fund it's 6 to 9%, plus you get the equity upside. Total return depends on your execution and leverage. I've had people buy turnkey rental properties from me and kill it, make a 200% return. And I just sold one of my rental properties about 3 years ago, and I ran the math, I made 125% annualized ROI. Pretty good, right? Syndications, the target IRR is 15 to 20%. Okay, taxes, you get depreciation, 1031 exchanges for the rentals, taxes for the syndication or fund, you get K1 paper losses, bonus or accelerated depreciation, and no day-to-day activity. You don't have to deal with any of the bullshit because all that K1 taxes, the paper losses, are all done for you when you invest in a syndication. Risk, concentrated into one location. With the syndication or a fund, you get diversification across different units and markets. Financing, you have to sign on a loan, you take the risk, you have to sign on a loan to get the loan. When you invest in a syndication, the sponsor or the person doing the deal signs the loan, so you're actually not taking any risk from a loan or like a financial or a personal guarantee perspective. Liquidity for the single family rentals, you can sell or refinance whenever you want, but it's slower than stocks. And then for the fund, obviously your money is locked in. Scale. So scale is where it gets really interesting for real estate rental properties. It's really difficult to scale buying a portfolio of single family home rentals. It's very easy to scale investing in a syndication or investing into a fund because somebody else is finding the deal, putting the deal together, and then presenting that deal to you. And you can invest 100K, 200K at one clip. You can't do that with rental properties. You can't invest 200K into a rental properties in one clip. That would be buying like 10 houses. Or 5 houses if they're in more expensive markets. Good luck going out there and buying 5 houses next month if you have a full-time job or a business you run on the side. So why do rental properties win? Because you can buy them under market, force equity with rehab, and hit the 1% rule or better. You can do some sort of Section 8 incentive stacking to get even more cash flow. And it wins too if you like hands-on control. So picking your finishes, rents, and refinance timing. You want to be a little bit more a little bit more liquid, and you kind of want to learn the game even if you're going to make less money. And if you want to build a small local empire, are okay managing teams and turnovers, and you have the time, to be honest, like you have a couple hours a week, couple hours a month to do the work, and you want to learn the game of it. My playbook would be buy right, rehab to rent ready, rent first, then refinance or sell. Use the tools like Flip System for deal flow and underwriting discipline. When do syndications win? So syndications win when you want true passivity. Passivity. If you want to invest truly passively and have a diversified portfolio across hundreds of units across multiple markets, and you value institutional operations, so in-house management, vendor pricing, data-driven leasing, you want professional debt, forced appreciation, and you're targeting 15 to 20% with quarterly distributions and a capital event in 3 to 7 years. So that's kind of when syndications win. When you want to be really, really passive and you want to write $100,000 checks at a time, not $20,000 checks, syndications are going to be your bread and butter winner. Now, of course, you can invest in syndications with just $25,000, but hopefully that's just a starting point for you to eventually write larger and larger checks. So due diligence on the sponsor first. Make sure they have a track record, skin of the game reporting, and then the deal basis, business plan, debt, stress test, all that kind of stuff. These are the 5 checks that I would do before you decide. So time, reality, do you actually have hours each week for contractors and tenants? If not, go the LP route, invest in a fund. Concentration, do you want to be one roof versus 200 doors? What keeps you sleeping at night? Debt appetite, do you really want to sign on loans? Can you even get financing, or would you prefer for somebody else to sign on the loans for you? Tax codes, need 1031 control, rentals win. Want paper losses without landlording, LP wins. Do you have local deal edge? If yes, exploit it. If not, outsource it to the pros like myself who do have the deal edge. Risks, don't buy an ARV, underwrite the properties based on what they're cashing. Don't buy based on the ARV, buy properties based on what they cash flow. Turnkey rentals, you can be making 8 to 12% cash on cash returns. Syndication, you really just want to learn more about the sponsor and what the sponsor has done in the past and how the returns have been. What would I do if I'm starting today? Build the barbell. So you can do something that is like 1 to 3 rental properties from martelturnkey.com, and you can also invest in the fund if you are a syndicator. You can recycle cash flows, do refinances as you grow and scale that portfolio. You can figure out which one you like the most. And you'll see by buying turnkey rentals that like, hey, this doesn't scale past 10, 20, 30 doors. It's great once you get to that point, but at a certain point, once you hit a certain level of income, it gets really, really tough. So with that being said, which team are you on? Team rental, team syndication, team both? Put it down in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Accredited investors, if you make over $200,000 a year, grab the LP Insider Kit. 2 recent deals we've done, underwriting model, passive tax playbook, how to invest with your 401k and IRA. The first 50 people to join this month get a private investor briefing, which happens every single week. Link top of the description. See you on the next one.